They screaming peace when there ain't no peace. Israel prophesying in the streets. Look at me, the center of attention. Black Messiah coming with a vengeance.
What's your name, sis? Nadia, I'm Officer Asa. What's your name, little bit? Kamala, I'm Officer Asa. You? Wakil, nice to meet you. Kamala, Nadia, Kamala, Wakil. All praises, I'm Officer Asa. So what we're here to do is we're here to show the children of Israel, that's you and you, that you're the children of God. Did you know that? You did? Who told you that? Church? What church you go to?
It was like
a while ago? Okay, I'm going to show you something real quick. What would you say your nationality is? Are y'all white people? No, Chinese? What would you say? What would y'all race be? Black American? So look on this sign real quick. So God says these are the true names of his children in the Bible. So look on this sign right here and tell me which one would they be calling you today, or you would call yourself. The first one? So American black. So, okay, good. So in the Bible, God says that you're from the tribe of Judah.
That's right.
You're an Israelite, all right? Watch this. He's going to tell the Israelites certain things are going to happen to them because the children of Israel are hard-headed. It's just like kids. Sometimes you hard-headed. The mother tell them clean their room. They don't clean their room, do they? They go, they want to play. They want to go get some cookies and things like that. And then when the parents come back, they get a whooping or they get in trouble, right? So God is telling his children, certain things are going to happen to you if you don't keep my commandments. So we're going to teach y'all some of the commandments today, all right? So y'all don't get in trouble with God, all right? All right, read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So God is talking to the children of Israel. He said, y'all better listen to me what I'm telling y'all to do, because if y'all don't, watch this, read.
To observe, to do all his commandments.
You gotta observe and do all the commandments, read.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day.
So in your household, your parents, what are some of the commandments that your parents give you at home that you have to do? You gotta clean up. What else? Clean your room. What about you? Do the dishes. Take out the trash. Now what happens if you don't? You sitting there playing PlayStation when they come back. What's gonna happen? You're gonna get in trouble, right? So God is telling his children right now, certain things are gonna happen to you if you don't do the things that I'm telling you. Because the things that he's telling you is gonna help you stay out of trouble on this earth, okay? So he's looking at the big picture, right? That's just y'all household. It was my household too. Read, watch this.
That all these curses.
All these what?
Curses.
Read.
Shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So what are curses? Are they good things or bad things? Bad things? So what would you think would be a curse today? You don't know. Well, a curse, according to the Bible, is a judgment. So, like I was asking y'all earlier, if your parents tell you to do something and you don't do it, what's the judgment for not doing that, what they told you to do? That's the same thing as a curse. I'm going to do things, bad things to you to make sure that you're going to listen to me next time.
Right.
That's what it is. That's all it's talking about. I'm trying to make the correlation so that it's easy for y'all to understand, okay? Read.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
So God is telling the whole nation of Israel, when y'all be in a city, the whole nation is going to be cursed. So bad things are going to be happening to the whole nation of Israel if they don't keep his commandments. Now this is in the city he's talking about. So when you look at all of the groups of people, the Chinese, the white, the Arabs, what group of people, even the blacks and Hispanic, who's doing the worst? Who seem like they always got bad things going on in their community? Who? Black people. Well, God said in the city, all of these bad things was going to be happening to the children of Israel. So when you go to any city in America, you always see bad things happening to black people.
Right.
You see young men like yourself or a little bit older getting shot down by the police, getting shot in their neighborhoods over drugs and all kind of wickedness, right? So God is saying these things are going to happen to the children of Israel. Not everybody these things are going to happen to, but the children of Israel are going to have to suffer through these things, okay? Read.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
So let's take a look. This is a cotton field. He says you're going to have curses or judgments on you in the field. So it's working 18 hours a day for no pay. Is that a curse or is that a blessing? A curse. So what group of people is he talking to? What group of people is this in the field? Black people. Read it again.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
It says, cursed shalt you be in the field. We out here in the field working for somebody and we ain't getting nothing. We got to work all day. If we don't, we get whipped on our back. Cotton field. They selling us in the markets. God says these were things were going to happen to the children of Israel. Read. Go to verse 32.
Verse 32.
Watch this.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
So it says, part of the curse that the Israelites was going to go through is their sons and their daughter. You see that little baby right there? That's an auction block. The white man is saying, hey, we're going to sell that little baby. We're going to take it from the parents and sell it. So today, like if you were her parent, I know you're not, but if that was your daughter, they would come take your daughter and sell them to other people, and she would have to work her whole life for other people for nothing. God said this was going to happen to the children of Israel. So what race of people is that being sold to other people? The black is being sold to the white. So according to the Bible, who are the children of Israel? The blacks. Children can understand this thing. You know how hard it is to get some adults to see that this is the children. We're the children of Israel, the blacks and Hispanics. Now read on. Finish that out.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
It says the parents are going to be looking to get their little kids back, but they ain't going to have no what? Read.
And there shall be no might in thine hand.
They're going to have no military power to get them back, or no financial, no economic might, no political might. So the kids are going to have to go work for somebody they don't even know for the rest of their life and never see their parents again. God said these things were going to happen. Why? Because we didn't want to listen. It's the same thing. It's a harsher punishment. See, y'all don't get that in y'all house, right? They don't do things like this in your house. But God said these things were going to happen to children of Israel for not listening.
Right.
So what should you do knowing that you're a child of Israel? Should you listen to God? Should you do the things God tell you to do? Why? Because you don't want these things to happen, right? You don't want these things to happen to your kids, right? Watch. We're going to show you. Go to verse 68. I'm going to show you how did the so-called blacks get over here to this side of the world? What did they teach you in school?
They had told me that it was, I forgot who it was, but I know.
Christopher Columbus?
Yeah.
Or
It was somebody that went
Underground Railroad. Okay, so what about, no, but how did you get to this side? Because we were living on that side over, let me show you, help you out. So we were living right here. We were living in this area right here and up in this area. How did we get to this side of the world? This side of the world? Because this is America right here. The boat? Okay. So let's see what God says. Read on.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So what does Egypt mean in the Bible? We're going to show you what Egypt means in the Bible. God said the children of Israel, the whole nation of people. So this is millions of people are going to go into, we're going to show you what Egypt means. Read.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
Out of the land of Egypt. Read it.
Out of the house of bondage.
Out of what?
The house of bondage.
So what is Egypt? What is God calling Egypt? The house of bondage or slavery, captivity. He says you're going to go back though, for not keeping my commandments. You're going to go back into the house of bondage. Read.
That was it for that.
All right, read it again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So God is going to bring you into slavery or captivity or the house of bondage again. Read.
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
How did you say we got over here? With boats. He said, I'm going to bring you into slavery again with ships. So you're going to be on cargo slave ships. What race of people did this happen to? The blacks. So according to the Bible, if you believe in the Bible, the children of Israel are the black people and the Hispanic people, because we went through these things that God said was going to happen.
Right.
Not everybody went through this. So, finish that out.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
He said you're not going to see your homeland again. Have y'all ever been back on this side of the world? No. He said it's not going to happen. Read.
And there, excuse me, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
He says, and when you get there to the other side of the world, to the house of bondage, you're going to be what?
Sold unto your enemies.
You're going to be sold unto your enemies. Did it say enemies or friends?
Enemies.
No, friends.
Your enemies.
So if somebody take you into slavery, are they your friends or your enemies? They're your enemies. That's what God says. He said the people that brought you into slavery on slave ships are your enemies. Today we think they are friends because we got to go to them for everything. Watch this. Finish that out and get 48.
For bondmen and bondwomen.
For slave men and slave women, we're going to have to serve our enemies. Read.
And no man shall buy you.
That buy you is an old Quaker word, meaning no man is going to be able to redeem you or save you out of this captivity after you go into it. How long have we been over here as a people? How many? Do you know about how many? 100? Yeah, hundreds. 400 years. From 1619, we've been over here 400 years. He says no man is going to be able to get you out of this slavery that I'm going to send you in for not listening to me. That's how serious God is about keeping his commandments. Go to verse 48, and I'm going to show you.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
No, therefore you shall serve your friends.
Thine enemies.
So when you go into slavery, you're going to serve your friends.
Thine enemies.
God, there it is again. God said you're going to have to serve them in the cotton fields. You're going to have to serve them for whatever they want you to do. You're going to have to do it. And that's our history. That actually happened to us. That's how we know we're the children of Israel. Read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
He said the Lord did this to us. Read.
In hunger.
In hunger, we're going to have to serve our enemies. So if you want something to eat, where do you go to get something to eat? Who? To the whites. You can say it out loud. You ain't got to be scared, sis. It's all good because it's the truth. We just bringing out the truth. You got to go to the white people. Like McDonald's, they own Burger King, they own Wendy's. Wherever we want food. If you want food, you got to go to Walmart. They own that. Read.
And in thirst.
In thirst. Now, when it rains, the water come down free, right? Nobody has to pay for water, right? Right? Do you ever drink bottled water? Huh? Why? If it's free, right? God said you're going to have to serve your enemies for water, for thirst. When you get thirsty, you're going to have to go to the white man and get it. That's why you're going into... Do your mother have a water bill at home? Why? If water's free. He said part of your punishment is if you get thirsty, you're going to have to go to your enemies to get water, food. Watch this, read.
And in nakedness.
And in nakedness. That means that's going into your clothes. If you want to cover your nakedness, you got to go to your enemies. All of these stores are owned by other people, other races. Read.
And in want of all things.
In want of all things. So when you was born, you had to get a birth certificate. Where did your parents have to go to get their birth certificate? To the whites. Yeah, the white man says, oh, okay, here's your baby. Yeah, now sign over, here we're going to give them social security number. Yeah. So everybody's assigned to this white man now. He knows everything about us. He gives us everything. God says that's going to happen to the children of Israel for not keeping his commandments. Read on.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until
it says he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck. Who is he talking to? He's talking to the children of Israel. He said he's going to put yokes of iron. Have you ever seen a white man with a yoke of iron on his neck? So he can't be talking to the white man, right? He's talking to the people who you actually see the yokes of iron on their neck.
Right.
This is the punishment for not keeping the commandment. So he says these are the children of Israel.
Right.
You can't say, oh, well, they might be, or they might be, if they didn't go through this right here. If this didn't happen to their forefathers. Read.
until he have destroyed thee.
He says, you're going to have to wear those yokes of iron around your neck until he has completely destroyed you. Until you don't even know that you're the children of Israel no more. You're going to think that, you call, what did you say you were? African, Black American? What about you? Black American? What about you a little bit? Black American too. Well, that's not in the Bible. In the Bible, God says, no, the children of Israel named Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Ephraim. These are our names according to the Bible.
That's right.
But he said these yokes of iron was going to stay on our necks. They're going to be telling us we can't read. If we catch you reading, we're going to kill you. Or we're going to take your kid and sell them to somebody else if we catch you reading. That's what the white man told us. That's why we don't know. We weren't able to read for hundreds of years. Read on.
Verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth.
So he says that the nation that was going to do this was going to come from afar. The Europeans, they came over, took us, and brought us over here as slaves. And they scattered us throughout the whole earth as slaves. Why? What's the reason? Why did this happen, though? To see if y'all paying attention. Not because you're black. Why did God do this? God did it. He sent them against us. For what? Because what? Y'all punishment for not keeping the commandments. Look, a little bit paying attention. Y'all got to start paying attention. A little bit is paying attention. You see, this is what I'm saying. You have to understand and pay attention to what God is trying to tell you. He's trying to tell, let me show you, Deuteronomy 7:6. I'm going to tell you why he chose to punish us, not everybody else. All right? Because your parents say, is they going to punish the kids down the street? What about those Asian kids that lived over in Carmel? No, they're going to punish you because they love you. They got to make sure y'all doing things right so y'all don't get in trouble. Right? God said the same thing about his children. Watch this.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
He says you are holy people. Meaning separate, set apart. Read.
Unto the Lord thy God.
Unto God. Read.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee.
Has what?
Chosen thee.
He says God has chosen thee, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, according to the Bible. Read.
To be a special people.
No, to be like everybody else.
To be a special people.
So if I say, hey, little bit, you're special. Am I talking to y'all too? No, I'm talking to the same thing with the Bible. He says, look, I chose the nation of Israel to be special. So you right there, I'm going to give you all of the blessings. I'm going to give you all of the promises. It's not for y'all. I'm talking to, that's my little baby right there. You see what that's what he's talking about. Read. Watch.
Unto himself.
Unto who?
Unto himself.
He says, I want the nation of Israel to myself. I don't want everybody else. God gets to choose. Read.
Above all people.
No, below all people.
Above all people.
Equal to all people.
Above all people.
So God says the children of Israel are not below, equal, but what?
Above all people.
He chose us to be better than everybody else.
That's right.
Do you see on the TV, who's the fastest? In the track meets, on the football field, basketball court? No. People that look like y'all. Yeah, the people that look like y'all are the fastest, the strongest. Who are the best tennis players in the world? 2 females. So okay, Serena and you heard of Serena and Venus? They tennis players? Okay, well that's okay, but they're the best. Anytime you see you ever seen boxing? Floyd Mayweather? Never been beaten. You ever heard of Muhammad Ali? Okay, well these that's what I'm showing you. That we excel higher than everybody else, no matter what. No matter where you put us, no matter how bad you treat us, we end up being the best. God says, I chose that race of people to be my chosen people. All right, read on, watch this.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth. The Lord did not set his love upon you.
He didn't what?
The Lord did not set his love upon you.
If I say I set my love upon you, am I talking to her and him? No. He says, I set my love upon the children of Israel. This nation of people. Remember, according to the Bible, he only chose one nation of people. So he can't be talking to everybody else. Read.
Nor choose you, because you were more in number than any people.
Because when we went into Egypt, we went in, I think it was 70 or 80 of us. And then we grew into like millions of people. So God is saying, I chose you to be my people. Read.
For ye were the fewest of all people. But because the Lord loved you.
Because he loved us. We are the race of people that he chose. We just going through punishment right now for being hard-headed. Read.
And because he would keep the oath which he has sworn unto your fathers.
So he made an oath with our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He says, I'm going to choose your children because I loved you. He loved them more than anybody else. Why? Because they were always keeping his commandment. They were obedient children. Is the parent going to love the baddest kid, or is the parent going to love the one that's doing what they're supposed to do? The one that's doing what they're supposed to do.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are how men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.